Good morning, YouTube friends. This is Derrick coming at you. I'm in the process of cutting my grass, but I thought I'd shoot this quick video just to give you guys a brief update to who I am. Guys, my name is Derrick, and I've been living in Louisiana all my life. So, and I would say probably in 2018 rather, around April time frame, I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma cancer. I can't tell you enough about before I was diagnosed how much I went through with pain and suffering. It was pretty tough on me. I went to every doctor I could, oral surgeons, orthodontists. I had back injections, and I worked closely with my doctor. At the time, I didn't have an oncologist because I didn't know I had cancer, but I worked with everyone to try to help me figure out what was going on with me and why I was in so much pain. I got diagnosed with having a fractured vertebra, something like that. I believe is how you pronounce the word. Compression fracture, I believe is the right term, for lack of better terms, rather. But after I received my diagnosis, again, after working with my doctors for so long, I remember praying one day. I was telling God, please help me because I was in so much pain. I couldn't sleep at night. My body hurt. I had bone pain, but didn't know why. So I felt like, whatever was going to happen, God, let your will be done. And so I remember one morning going to work, or before going to work, rather, I'm a pharmaceutical manager for a pharmaceutical company here in Shreveport. And that's where I live. But I went to give lab. And I used to complain about giving lab. I used to, hate it because I'm like, why do I got to keep giving lab? This is like a bummer. Why I got to keep doing this? And so every time my doctor would see me, he's like, I gave him my medical history, told him exactly, both my parents died of cancer. So he said, we're going to continue to test you and watch you. But again, when I would go see my doctor, like every quarter, maybe maybe twice a month and a quarter. And a quarter is like 3 months, rather. So when I would go see him, he was like, go do lab. And I was complaining the whole time while I'm about to do lab. I hate doing this lab. Every time I come see this son, I'm like, I can do lab. So thank God for lab. Because I went and I did lab that morning right before going to work. I had to be there at work, pretty much as some, manager. I didn't get there at the time. But I was like, I'm getting to work. I got there like about 7. But before I got to work, I had sat in the parking lot for like about 30 minutes because I got there at 6 and I couldn't sleep. I could never sleep. I didn't sleep at all because I'd be in so much pain. So got to the hospital at 6. Lab opens at 6:30. Walked in there and took me a while to get to the lab because I was in so much pain. But walked to the lab, gave my blood. I think I did a urine sample. Shortly after that, I returned to work. So I'm still hurting now. So I'm at work, trying to, work. I have an office job. I just, basically sit. But I got a phone call from the nurse. Said, Derrick, the doctor he want to see you. He want to admit you. I said, admit who? Me? Yeah, admit you. They want to admit you. For what? What's going on? She wouldn't tell me what's going on. So she was like, well, can I come at 3 o'clock? Like, no, you gotta come now. Listen, I just got to work. I ain't gonna leave. I just got here. I'll come at 3. So she said, I'm gonna call the doctor and we'll tell him what you said. Got a phone call back. Bling, ring. The doctor said, come now. He needs you to come right now. It's an emergency. I said, oh, Lord, what the hell going on? So I goes and tell everybody at the company, hey, look, I got to go to the hospital. They want me back up there talking about they're going to admit me. Probably somebody missed, fat thumb, like fat finger or number. I said, somebody said, probably got my lab wrong and they worried now. I said, when we come back. So they're like, go ahead, Derrick. Just, come back when you get there. I said, all right, cool. So I drive to the hospital. I get there and my doctor, he's another patient, but when I get there, they tell him Derrick's here and he rushes into the room. With a look of fright on his face, he says, Derrick, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine. Outside of the pain I had been enduring, outside of everything that I had been doing up to that point, it was normal for me. So I was like, I'm fine, I'm good. He's like, Derrick, you're not fine. He said, Derrick, your calcium level is like a 14, or I think something in that it was too high. He said, your creatinine level is like a 10. He said, Derrick, you can go, you about to go in arena failure. I said, what the hell is that? He said, you were about to go into renal failure, dude. Get on one of those machines for dialysis. I said, oh no. So he proceeds to tell me, your calcium level alone, as high as it is, it can kill you. I said, oh, gee, what you finna do about it? He's like, we won't send you over there and get you admitted to the hospital. So I called everybody and tell them I'm being admitted. They said they seen something in my lab. So make a long story short, I spent 7 days in the hospital, still in pain, still hurting. But, I'm a praying man. My mom was a praying woman. She was a missionary. And she believed in God. As children, we stayed in church. So I started praying right away. And I told God, let thy will be done. Whatever it is that they're going to tell me, Lord, I know you got, me in your hands. That's what I told God. I remember that day vividly. So as I began to, let them do all the tests they needed to do, 7 days, the doctor comes back to me and says, Derrick, you've got all these holes in your over throughout your body, in your bones. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He says, I'm sorry. He says, but you have multiple myeloma cancer, what we were able to determine, light chain. I was like, he said, those light chains are clogging up your kidneys. That's why you're about to go into renal failure. He says, when myeloma proteins eat the little tiny holes in your bones, it produces like some type of calcium that, forms, and that's why your calcium level is so high. I was immediately, shocked, but I wasn't afraid, but I was shocked because I didn't know what was going to happen. So I thought, this was terminal and I wasn't going to make it. And so as the doctor continued to explain to me, he asked me, Derrick, tell me about your history. So I thought I went down the line. First of all, guys, I take good care of myself. I run 5K races. I've won 5K races in my age category. I could run a 5K probably at about, my best time was like 15 or 16, maybe 13, somewhere around it for 13 minutes. And I can get it. So I was so proud of myself. And I did yoga too as well. Yeah, I'm going to show you pictures of me doing yoga, and I'm going to show you videos of me running. I'm sorry, I don't have videos of me actually running and finishing 5K races, but I have videos, actually I have pictures of my times, and I'll post that for you guys so y'all can see them. So you can see I'm not telling a lie about how I can get it. I can work out. I'm a pretty strong guy. So when I got diagnosed with cancer, that was the last thing I thought that would happen to me, because I was doing everything I could to prevent myself from getting sick. Knowing my medical history, my mom died of cancer, my dad died of cancer. I was doing everything I could to help make sure I didn't get cancer, and guess what? I got cancer. So let's go back to that day when the doctor tells me, I have multiple myeloma cancer, light chain. I was like, well, he's like, well, this type of cancer, you could live 10 plus years. I was like, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. What do I need to do? He's like, okay, when they release you, discharge, you're going to come to the clinic where I will be. And we're going to put you on something called dexamethasone, Revlimid, and Velcade. These are the three drug combinations I was going to be placed on to help me fight the cancer. So once I went over to the lab, I got blood transfusions because, again, my blood was low, my platelets were low. I was in pretty bad shape, so I got blood transfusions, fluids. Then I got my first treatment of Velcade, I believe, and I think it was called Exgiva, a bone. It's what people get when they have cancer. It helps to strengthen the bones. So I got Exgiva, a shot of that, and I went on home. But I would have to go back and see him every week, I believe is what it was. And guys, that was a very, very frightening experience for me. I have 2 kids. I didn't want to leave them, 2 grandkids. I didn't want to leave neither one of those guys. I had a family. I was frightened. I was afraid. Didn't know what was going to happen to myself. I was in pain up to my butt. And the bone pain was just intolerable. But, thank God he strengthened me to where I have a high tolerance of pain. I found that out because the kind of pain I was in, I never missed a day at work. I'm a dedicated guy. When you see me, you're going to see some dedication. So I never missed a day, never called in sick, nothing throughout this entire, journey. So after I went home, and I'm gonna cut this short, is to be a part two. After I went home, my family was there. They've been there with me to support me throughout this entire journey. Um, I just began to kind of, reflect, on my life, and I began to thank God for allowing me to get the diagnosis. I knew God had, things, bigger things for me. I didn't know what they were, but I just told God, thank you. And Lord, if it's in the plan for me to become a multiple myeloma patient fighting with cancer, to become a patient, a person who achieves remission, I know you're going to help me to do that, Jesus. And that was my prayer to God. So after I got home, I was thankful. And I began to reflect again on my life. And the most important thing a person who has cancer, the most important thing that person needs is support. Typically, people who are diagnosed with cancer, guys, it's tough. Bone pain is tough. There's nothing that I can compare bone pain to, because I've never really been a person who's been sick. But when I say bone pain is tough, guys, just imagine your whole body hurting and you're taking every medication you can that's over the counter to help yourself and not getting any relief. Tylenol, the Tylenol with the rapid disintegration, with the holes in the gel tablet, naproxen sodium, ibuprofen. I mean, whatever I could get, I was taking it that was over the counter, because I'm not a person who believes in really taking lots of strong medication. So when I would go to the emergency room, I would get these different shots to help me with what they thought was a compression fracture in my back. Leave the hospital still in the same pain that I arrived there in, no relief. This is what I dealt with for probably over a year of battling pain, trying to find out what's wrong with myself. Numbness here, numbness in my forehead, numbness in my hands, numbness in my feet. When I say it was tough, guys, it was tough. I just cannot explain how difficult of a life I was living. But I was still happy. I was still happy because I had something called, I knew that I had something that I called positive mind, positive foresight. I knew it was going to get better for me someday. I'm a positive, very positive person, that's why I'm making this video. There's a lot more videos. But in my reflection on my life while I'm at home, my first day back, really couldn't sleep in the bed, couldn't sleep, anywhere. I was in so much pain. But again, my family was there to support me, and thank God, because I discovered something called CBD oil. CBD. Thank God for CBD, because Lord knows when none of the medication I was taking was helping, guess what? That CBD did. Thank you, Jesus, for it. So the next video, I'll go into my journey to learn about CBD while battling cancer, okay? So if you like this video, guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll see videos like this and more of me discussing with you my multiple myeloma journey. And I hope I inspire people. I hope I inspire someone. I hope I give someone the will to fight, because cancer, it is not a purveyor of making friends. It's a purveyor of either it's going to send you into the grave, or you're going to be able to fight it and maybe obtain some type of remission. But it's going to be there working on you. You're not going to be able to feel it. You're not going to be able to identify it. You're not going to be able to know that what you're fighting is cancer until you get diagnosed. So I'll tell anybody, if you get anything out this video, never argue with your doctor about doing lab. You go do that lab, and you do it faithfully, because Lord knows if I wouldn't have did lab on that day, I would be in trouble, probably not here. So when your doctor is sending you to do lab, go and do it. I don't care how much you don't like it. I don't care how much you don't like, getting stuck. Go give that lab, because that is what they need, being a doctor, to make sure that you, someone who could possibly, have a turn in your health, they need this to be able to detect there's an issue with yourself. There's an issue within your body that you can't feel, or you may be able to feel, but you don't have an answer to the thing that you're actually battling. So you have to do lab. Do the lab, and you do it faithfully. And I promise you, if you do it, if there's something wrong with you, your doctor should be able to find it if he's a really good ethical doctor. Okay, and we'll discuss ethicalness about doctors too as well in my video. So that's pretty much all I've got for you guys on this first part of this video regarding my multiple myeloma journey. So again, if you like this video, guys, please subscribe, and you will be able to see other videos that I post. And those videos will pick up on my journey to discovering CBD cream. Oh, Jesus, I love CBD because Lord knows when you can't get relief from anything else, guess what? That CBD oil, if you get the right amount of prescription strength, well, I wouldn't say prescription strength, but if you get the right amount of potency of the CBD, guess what? You're going to get some pain. You're going to get some relief from pain. And I learned that quick. So again, thank you again, my YouTube friends. And if you like this video, please subscribe, and you'll be able to see other videos I post. You'll be able to see part 2 where I discuss CBD while battling cancer, okay? All right. Good luck to my YouTube friends, and may God bless everyone. May God bless you. Have a good day, guys.